All right, school leavers of 2025, we're going to tell you something. Tradies, get the ladies. We're going to speak to expert property manager who talks to hundreds of tradies throughout the year. Cleo, stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Yes, this is true. This is true. Cleo, is this true? Do tradies really get the ladies?
Well, I married a tradie, so I guess in my case it's true. Shout out to all our tradies at Novak. They keep our real estate world spinning. We couldn't do it without them. Definitely not in property management for sure.
Now, because I think as a parent, you put your kids through school, you spend a lot of money on education, and the first thing you do when you spend all that money on education is like, I want you to get a degree, I want you to use your education. But this tradie life, it's a wonderful life.
It definitely is. And, the tradies that, I know on the Northern Beaches that have built property wealth and all of that have done it not at the back of the computer. They've done it, either in the roof or in the ground or, doing stuff with their hands. So, the big families and, the generational wealth, a lot of it does come from tradies, so sparkies, plumbers, builders, when I asked my son what does he want to do, he said he wants to be a gamer. Like everything's IT centric, and there is the possibility that the tradies will be the new millionaires. In a world where no one wants to do that job, if you're that one doing that job, you can set your price basically.
Well, let's throw that gauntlet down. The new
Yeah.
millionaires of the next decade will be tradies. Something AI can't replace.
That's right. AI is, going to replace a lot of jobs. It's not even, taboo. It's a fact. It's the way of the future. But, if you can't, use a hammer or, a drill, or you have no idea
Common
on that.
sense.
Yeah, like just even common sense, like you said, like building a tree house for your kid, all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff, came from, your dad teaching your son and so on and so forth. Whereas now, have to go to my son to reboot my computer and fix my iPhone and sort out my apps. But, will he be able to help me, in the car and lift the bonnet and see what's under there and how to fix it?
Is so what happens when because I do have to say I'm quite excited by the tradie explosion that's going to happen, and I reckon if one of my kids turned around and said I've met a really nice guy and he's an electrician or a plumber, I'd be pretty like that's cool, like good bloke and good job to provide a provider.
Yeah, that's right. My parents, my dad built swimming pools all his life. My husband does garage doors. I don't see it as a less or kind of job. Dad always makes jokes like you're sitting in the air conditioning. Just remember where I am today. It's 40 degrees and I'm outside in the heat. So, those sorts of things that he would say, and it says very often, as a parent, that does make you say to your kids, use your brain, not your brawn, go do something, at uni or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's always been the case. It's been ingrained in us. But if you look at it, like you said, on the flip side, there will be that opportunity for those people that are in that niche market, because maybe it will be a niche thing to be a tradie. It wasn't when we grew up. Remember, you go to TAFE, you got a trade if you didn't want to go to
Yeah.
uni.
But that work still all of that work is still there. It's not, and it hasn't.
Yeah.
It's sure, a light globe lasts for longer, but that all that sort of electrical, all that plumbing, and all that stuff. It's not. It ain't going anywhere. Now, can you tell me tradies at Novak, some of the guys that support our landlords and our team. there's some legends in there. Let's pay homage a little bit to some of these girls and guys.
100%. I'm glad you've gone there. I was thinking to myself yesterday how much we rely on our tradies as property managers. Deegan from Citywide Master Plumbing, our plumber, absolute legend. He's not just a plumber, he's our eyes and ears. He's got experience. Sometimes I can't go to a property and I'll say to him, Dees, I haven't been in there for a while. Can you tell me, if the tenant's done this or what it looks like in there? It's not even just go and change the washer. He will say, you know what, there's a lot of mold, wear and tear. Like he just knows, he knows
Yeah,
what we're looking for. And it adds so much value for our clients, that they're not just turning up, doing that one job and just invoicing for it. He does not even do after hours calls. Like Deegan has been working for Novak before I was even working at Novak. So he's an amazing plumber. We have an amazing handyman, Chris, our carpenter, handyman, painter, our do everything that nobody wants to do handyman.
yep.
Rubbish removal, possum in the roof, whatever there you need. New kitchen, new paint, new this, new that. Fix a deck. He did a fence for me yesterday. Those jobs that we've just been talking about, as far as being able to do stuff with your hands, Chris is amazing from KM Carpentry. I would say I probably use Chris one of the most times out of all my trades because
Wow.
it's just such an all-round profession. He can do a deck, he can do a tile, he can do silicone. Like he will do all the things.
Did you call it silicone?
Silicone, yeah, silicon, silicone.
It's your American accent coming out. Oh,
I want to be a news presenter at heart.
shit.
Our electricians, we have Drazo. He's an amazing electrician. We also have Miguel. We have 2 electricians that we use. We have some that work in the east, some on the beaches. Our Sparkies do an amazing job as well. And it's a dangerous job being an electrician,
Yeah,
Some of
yeah.
these unit blocks aren't compliant and those boards are just, ratchet, and they go there and, risk their lives basically to get the electricals working. So
And
shout out to
these guys have got great lives. If from what it looks like, you're working close to where you live. It seems like they've got enough to buy homes, put kids through school, take holidays, have nice lives. You're working, close to the beach, on the northern beaches. It's your own. You're calling your own shots. Do you know what I mean? So you're like, okay, I'm in, I'm out. It's a tradie life's nice, And then on some of these job sites I drove past, there's lots of $200,000 Land Cruisers there. It looks like they're not struggling.
2 o'clock. All you got to do is go down Pittwater Road at 2 o'clock, and you'll see all the utes heading to the local or home or the beach. You can, like you said, pick your hours. There was a storm yesterday. My husband does garage doors, Imperial garage doors. There was a massive storm, electrical storm. He goes, "Oh no, I'm not risking touching this gigantic metal door. I'll do it tomorrow." I'm done
Hang up
for
your
the
boots.
afternoon.
If it's raining, hang up your
Yeah.
boots. That's incredible.
Totally. It is. But you know what, as well, our tradies are like property managers as well. The tenants, they really cop it sometimes from our tenants as well. They'll go there and they'll be like, I sent this request 3 weeks ago. And they're like, look, don't shoot me. I've just booked you in when I could get here, And they do cop it a lot of the time.
It's managing people, the expectations and stuff as well, isn't it?
Definitely, definitely. Our beautiful tradies take phone calls from our owners that want to haggle on price sometimes or want the
Yeah.
intricate details of the job. They will
And
call.
we
They
don't
go,
get a cent from them either. People. There's this myth out there that agents get a clip or they charge on top or anything like that. There's none of that.
sorry, my daughter's woken up. Yeah, exactly. And they are the most competitive price wise. I always get asked to do second quotes and things like that, which we do. And that's more than fine, but often enough, you'll find that the guys we use are
Always.
very, very
Yeah.
competitive and they
It's because
do
they're
look
doing so
after our
much work.
clothes.
Yeah.
100%, 100%. And sometimes, they might not go back to a property for another 2 or 3 years, but because they've been with us for so long, they know that property. Oh, you just have to rattle off to Deegan, blah, 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 Pacific Parade. He goes, oh, yeah, I went and did that 3 years
Oh,
ago. Like, he'll remember.
he has got the most wicked memory. Our plumber's got the most wicked. I've never had a better memory recall on any person I've ever met than Deegan the
I
plumber. He'll
know.
just go, yeah, actually, yeah. So if you were to come back to this world, what tradie would you come back as? And you had to come back as a tradie, what tradie would you come back as?
As a dude or a woman, or that's just sexist.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Any
That's
trading.
sexist. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think I would choose a Sparky.
Oh, yeah. I wanted
Yeah.
to say plumber, but I think Sparky's like you could go into the automation of homes, you could go into hi-fi, you could go into security, cameras,
Yeah.
alarms.
Yeah. I would
Great.
definitely. Yeah, I would definitely be telling Zeno that that's your backup plan, buddy.
I'd have the most kitted out van you've ever seen.
Oh my God, I could definitely see.
I'd have lots of drawers in. I've had lots of drawers in my van. There'd be like
It would
drawers
all be screens.
everywhere.
It'd be all
Screens and
screens on the whole
drawers,
on the
little seat.
inside.
Yeah. I'd have this sliding chair that slides up from the front of the van to the back of the van. So I could just pull out my tools out of my drawers and yeah, Sparky.
And you have like the most detailed belt, everything would be hanging from your belt.
Yeah, there'd be about 15 grand on my belt. There'd be the laser measurer, the power drill, the mini grinder. There'd be a ball on this little belt.
Or carabiner clips, whatever they're called.
Carabiner. I'd be the carabiner clip king. Super shiny carabiner, whatever they're called. Super high tensile steel, strong. Yes. I'd even have a
Lisa,
rope.
get excited. Lisa, get excited.
I'd even have a cherry picker of my own.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'd have in the backyard. I'd just like put the cherry picker on and go change some globes. Yeah, cherry picker.
Maybe we should stick to real estate. I don't know.
I think it's just real estate. But in all seriousness, guys, tradies they do get the ladies. It is an incredible business from the outside in, as real estate agents employing hundreds of them or thousands of them over the years. And well done to you guys. And if give them a pat on the back. Give them a pat on the back today when you see a tradie.
Tradie a hug.
Give it
a hug.
Hug your tradie today when you see him, just because they're good.
Yep. If they're coming into the office to grab keys today, everyone hug the tradie.
Hug a tradie today.
Tradie day.
Hug him. All right, legend. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks,
See you later.
guys. See ya. Bye.